actually re-injured, or I won't say re-injured, but I actually ended up opening up my incision. What's up? What's good? What's going on, TBC fam? It's your boy DBClipz, and I'm back again today with another video. So the purpose of today's video is to pretty much let you guys in on what I've been up to for the past week and a half. As everybody knows, I ended up having a vasectomy, and I would say the recovery process has definitely been interesting. Everybody's body is different, but I was pretty much going off of what other people was telling me, how I would end up feeling. But unfortunately, my body did not react to having the procedure done the way that I initially thought, based upon what everybody else was saying. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the tea of kind of my experience and how I've kind of been going through the recovery process of having a vasectomy. So first and foremost, the day of the procedure, I was actually supposed to get a volume, and I actually declined it. I decided that I wasn't going to get it because it was one of those things to where I wasn't nervous about the situation. I wasn't nervous at all. I was just more eager. I was eager to get it done. I was ready to go ahead and have the procedure and go ahead and start the healing process. But little did I know that not only was that supposed to have been for leading up to the appointment, but actually during the appointment and after the appointment. And it just was pretty much just to help you kind of get out of your head and to not think about, the procedure as much. I was cool, going into the procedure. When I got in the room, that's when the nerves kind of started to kick in. Once I got to the point where I laid back on the bed and everything like that, and it's like, okay, this is really real, and this is happening. But I will say that the doctor, like I said, he was very, very good at walking me through the steps and everything of what he was going to be doing. Now, will I say that it was painful? It wasn't necessarily painful. It was pain that you could definitely tolerate while he was doing the procedure because they numb you and everything. And so that was cool. The numbing part wasn't bad at all. It was uncomfortable. I will say that it was uncomfortable. It wasn't that bad, but I will say that once he finished, I kind of started getting this, that feeling in the pit of your stomach, like, somebody hit you in your testicles.
Ooh.
And most guys know what that feeling is. It's not a pleasant feeling, and it kind of makes you feel like you're going to be nauseous, and you have like just a funny feeling in the pit of your stomach.
Sheesh.
So I was going through that. That was the feeling that I was feeling. And then once he was finished, I sat up, and he helped me up and everything like that. And I don't know what it was, but like instantly, I tried to stand up, and when I stood up, I was cool at first for about a minute. And then once that minute mark hit, it was like I just started getting dizzy, and then the nauseousness just came out of nowhere. And I felt like I was gonna vomit. I had to sit back down. He brought me some like crackers and like apple juice to drink to help settle my stomach. And it did. Once I did that, I ate the crackers and everything. I just get myself together, stood up, and I was able to walk out of the medical spot. All right, so this is where it actually starts to get good. Fast forward to actually getting home. Once I got home, I was riding the car. I was fine, obviously sore, but I was pretty much handling the pain and everything. Like I said, it was just a dull pain, so it was pretty much good. Once I got home, I got out of the car to walk up the steps of our apartment, and once again, I felt dizzy, felt nauseous, got hot again. This time, I actually ended up vomiting. I vomited, and I actually re-injured, or I won't say re-injured, but I actually ended up opening up my incision, and I realized it because I had to use the bathroom, and I started bleeding. It scared me to death. Like, seriously, it scared me to death. Just to, see blood just coming out, and it's like, yo, that ain't, what I'm saying? But it was from me actually vomiting. And when I vomited, it basically, I was tense, and it just kind of like pushed, blood and everything down to the airway, which made it start to bleed. Spoke to my doctor and everything. I called him and everything, let him know what was going on. And he said that everything should be okay, and that he was pretty much explaining to me why I probably started bleeding, just from the pressure of the tensions and pushing down to the area. So that was actually the biggest scare of the entire experience of my recovery process. I will say that normally people will say that about around day 3, you should start feeling better. You should, shouldn't be as sore. You shouldn't really be feeling any more pain. Should be walking around and everything. That was not me. That was not me at all. I would say day 2 was really like the worst day for me, just because I was actually trying to get up and kind of move around, but I really couldn't at all. Obviously, the fact of not being able to lift anything, I couldn't get out and really drive because, just the movement and everything. It was kind of tough. It was definitely an experience that I wouldn't want to go through again. I don't want this to be like a scare story for people, because looking back on it now, it's like, I'm glad that I got it done. But I will say that everybody's body is different. Some people's pain tolerance is better than others, but I will say that for me, day 2 and 3, they were not good. I actually got to the point to where it was like around day 5 is where I kind of started feeling better. I kind of got out. I started back driving. You know, we have steps in our apartment. So I got to the point to where I was able to like walk up and down steps, fairly normal. And so it started to get better then, you know what I'm saying? I was walking around the house, moving well, able to do some stuff, you know, cleaning up a little bit here and there. And so that was cool. But it took me probably until like day 7. Day 7, it was like, all right, cool. I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I say I'm good now, that means that I'm actually able to get up out of the bed, you know, with no issues, you know, move around, sit down in a chair, fine. Walk up and down the steps, fine. You know, I'm up, I'm cooking, I'm doing this, I'm doing stuff. Obviously still not lifting anything heavy, but I'm getting around. I'm mobile and I'm doing my thing. So now I'm, present time, actually right now as I'm recording this video for you guys, I am officially on day 12. On day 12 of the recovery process. I've heard from a lot of different people. Like I said, once again, this is going to be case by case based upon your body. But I've heard from a lot of different people that by day 14, which is 2 weeks from the day that you actually get the procedure done, you should feel all the way back. You should have made a completely full recovery. And what I mean by that is you should basically be cleared to like go to the gym and go lift weights and, run and pretty much just, if you're an active person, get back to doing the things that you like to do in terms of like going to the gym and stuff like that. So, but I'm almost there. I guess, 2 more days away and I should be there. But I do feel pretty good. I will say that where my incision was, there's still some tenderness just because obviously the skin is just healing back together and everything. There's still some tenderness, in my groin area, but it's not anything like bad. It's like I'll just like feel it out of nowhere sometimes. Just like a sharp, like, I don't know, I guess it's something to do kind of like with, the nerves or whatever. So it's just kind of like some tenderness there. But all in all, everything is good. And like I said, I'm glad that I got it done. Everything feels fine. Everything works fine. Yes, that was my biggest concern. Just making sure that everything was going to be, the exact same, the consistency, blood flow, whatnot, and everything is good. So yeah, I will say that my experience for the most part, as a whole has definitely been a pretty good experience. Like I said, the first day, 2 days, it was kind of rough. And just the fact of just not knowing, the unknown, your body's going through this healing process and you just don't really know like how it's going to turn out or if everything is going to be the same. So, but yeah, everything is the same. So for those out there that, you're thinking about getting a vasectomy done, if it's something that you really want to do, if you're 100% sure about it, go for it, man. Vasectomies are done all day, every day. Literally, the doctor that did my vasectomy, he had like 10 appointments scheduled. And I was one of those 10, like within a day's time. So people, a lot of men, even though they don't talk about getting it done, I feel like a lot of men are kind of in that space to where they're kind of ashamed to tell people that they got it done because it's like, it's my manhood, they're taking my manhood. But sometimes, man, depending on your situation, it's the responsible thing to do. You know what I mean? The fact of being able to say that you can't produce kids, it's bittersweet because it's like, okay, this is a gift from God, but at the same time, it's like, if you know that you're somebody that is very fertile and you get women pregnant all the time, or, you know what I mean? Like, bro, go ahead and go get it done if that's something that you want to do. Like, it's 99% effective. So as long as you, go back and do everything you're supposed to do, your follow-ups, and pretty much go through the steps of what they suggest for you to do, you should be fine. So 12 weeks for me, I actually have to go back to submit a sample to the doctor. I think it's the last week of January. So I'm gonna go back and do that, and he'll put it up under the microscope and check to see if there's any more swimmers. And if there's not, then I'm good to go. But yeah, so that's been my experience, man. Y'all just make sure, man, that y'all stay safe out there. I appreciate y'all for tuning in with me today. If you guys are not subscribed to our channel, make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Y'all leave some comments in the comment section, man. Just let me know, man, if y'all have any questions or anything, for the fellas, for sure. Even for the women, you know what I mean? If you have husbands or boyfriends or whatever the case may be, and you're concerned or, have questions about, the process, the procedure and everything like that, I'll try to answer those, reply to you guys to the best of my knowledge. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to make sure you guys turn on your post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever we drop another video. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with us today. It's your boy DBClipz. We out.